Writing with a learning disability. It's hard. I have dyslexia, and in elementary school, I was in special classes, and I was always in the slow reading group, and I was one of those students that would read like the first chapter and the end, and kind of just listen to class discussions to figure out what the middle was about, and then I'd like write my report on hearsay. Yeah, not very cool. Not very smart. But reading was so difficult for me, it made me so uncomfortable that I didn't feel that I could do it. I was even one of those students that would refuse to read out loud. And so now that I'm writing, it's kind of, I still struggle with dyslexia. My first drafts are missing about a third of the words in each sentence. And I type the words backwards sometimes, and actually a lot of times, well, not as much as I used to. When I first started, it was seriously like the was H-T-E, yes, H-T-E, every the, H-T-E, and I have to go back and change all of this. But the more I've practiced, the less I've had. Well, I still struggle with it, but the better my writing has become. One thing I do with all my work, well, not stuff that I put up on my blog, but anything that I publish before I submit it to an agent or an editor, is I have a software program that will read what I've written back to me, because this is the kind of like the trick, or the, shoot, I can't think of it. Okay, so this is actually a problem that dyslexic people, well, I have, is a lot of people say read your own work back, like out loud, so that you can catch mistakes, so you can hear how it sounds. Well, when a dyslexic person reads their own work out loud, that's just completely pointless, because, well, I don't see any of the mistakes, or very few of the mistakes. And so I make mistakes in and I make more mistakes on top of that. So I have a hard time actually reading exactly what's on the page, even when I read out loud. Although that's gotten a lot better the more I've practiced and the more I've trained my mind to kind of counteract its natural tendencies. So anyway, so I use a software program, and I have my story read back to me in a computerized voice. That way I hear every single mistake, every single word I've left out. And so I have to make a couple passes like that, because there's just so many little mistakes, little typos. Well, actually the first couple of rounds, they're big, but by the end it's just like an here or a the there. Or sometimes I've used the wrong word, like I used C, like S-E-E, instead of S-E-A, those type of things. And that helps me catch all that kind of stuff. So that's just a way I've learned to cope with having a learning disability and writing, because I love creating. I don't love writing, I love creating. I love creating worlds, stories, characters, and words just happen to be the unfortunate medium stories are told in.